On October 31st, Bob emailed to me this contract. That's the first time I ever saw.
Fine, just he emailed you a contract that said,
if you will sign this spousal release form, I will give you $18,500.
I'd like to see it. That's where we're going.
Right here.
Thank you.
Prior to that, I never said any figures, okay?
Okay, so, Mr. Kempton, you sent this note to her?
Yes, Your Honor. This?
Shh. You
Sorry.
sent this note to her.
Yes.
And when you sent this note to her, she responded by signing the document.
Correct.
Just a second.
Yes.
Now, that is, Mr. Kempton, since you're in the insurance business, so you know something about a contract.
Yes.
In order to have a contract, going back to contract law, which is a half a century ago, let's see if I get it right. You need an offer. That's the offer.
Okay.
You need an acceptance, which she did by signing the contract,
Okay.
the document that you wanted her to.
Yes.
And you need consideration, an offer, acceptance, and consideration. The consideration for her doing the sign-off was $18,500. Now, if you didn't say $18,500 here, she wouldn't have a leg to stand on because she
Correct.
threw
That's
away
right.
trash. Now, what you're going to tell me, and you gave her $12,500.
Yes.
And that's where we are. You want the rest. But you have a valid contract, offer, acceptance, and consideration.
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to tell me that after you got it, which is why you sent her the $12,500, because you figured out how much she paid and how much you paid, and she should really have only gotten a third,
Yes.
not more than a third,
Yes.
right? And that's
Yes.
what you figured out.
Yes.
Well, that's too bad for you. You should have figured it out before you made the contract.
I made a mistake. Okay. Can
You
I say
can't
something?
mistake once the contract is fully executed, and it was fully executed. Offer, acceptance, she signed off the document, and the consideration was fixed by contract of $18,500. I want to tell you something. I don't like to do this because I think she just should have said, sure, I'll sign it. I have no skin in the game in that policy anymore. But the truth is, she had paid the premiums over a 3-year period. You would pay the premiums over a 3-year period, and you jointly paid the premiums over a longer period of time when you had the policy together. So it's not an unreasonable thing. Now, if you want to disagree with anything that I just said, you have 30 seconds.
Your Honor, only to add to the fact that the $18,000 email that you were having in front of you there, that was based on a verbal conversation we had before she was signing this document, okay? And so I assumed that we had paid the premiums about half the time. But I was wrong. I made a mistake. Okay, it's going to bite me, I know. I later found out that I was wrong.
Okay.
And
so you understand, sir, you sell insurance. This is the contract.
Yeah, I understand.
4 corners of the agreement. If you buy a building and you have it inspected and you reach a price and you go to contract and then you say, you know what, I think I made a mistake. And the contract provides for liquidated damages and the amount of your deposit.
Okay.
Say, well, I changed my mind. I made a mistake. I thought it was zoned so that I could put in a barbershop, and it wasn't. Well, that's something you have to figure out before. So if you made a mistake, it's an expensive mistake, but one that in your situation, I think that you probably should be happy that you're able to pay the $5,000 because the other way, your children would be collecting a lot more money because you're still standing here, right?
Sure.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought she was very fair and very reasonable, even though I lost.
It was the contract, was the whole case.
She wanted more money than I was willing to give her.
Be careful when you sign off your rights to things.